So the main thing I'm going to be talking about today is really the blueprint to landing clients on autopilot with your personal brand, like with social media, and also how you can just make more money with it, selling that offer as well. So first of all, I want to say I really appreciate you guys showing up to this. I really thank you for giving me your time, which is your most valuable asset. Just know that I'm going to make sure I at least give you one golden nugget from this that you can use to really help you grow your business. Okay. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So, and by the way, sometimes I can get kind of nerded out talking about this stuff and I'll just kind of go. So if anyone has any questions, just raise their hand, whatever, drop a question in the chat and I'll interrupt me so I can talk about it. But anyways, who am I? I'm Julian. I'm 24. I actually scaled my first media agency, which was with real estate agents. That's how I got into the game. To give you a bit of context, I was a videographer, the whole good stuff, full-time filmmaker a few years ago. But I actually scaled my first like real media agency was with real estate agents, scaled that to 10K, but I stopped that quick because I didn't really want to do it. And then we scaled the second agency, which was straight content offers, to 40K with 78% profit margins, a very lean team. We were barely doing any shooting. This was all just really servicing clients on helping them really scale their social media, working with VSLs, et cetera, et cetera. And then we're currently working on the third one right now, which is called Content Launchers. I've gained over 500 million views for clients. It's honestly probably a little bit more, but I just say that just to, it just looks cool. And I've also generated my agency clients and my coaching clients well around the 7-figure mark. So, but what I'm, and it's pretty much with everything that I've talked about now. So I'm also working on new projects, some cool softwares, et cetera, et cetera. But just a quick background about me. I started personal branding around 3 years ago. I actually started in the LinkedIn space. If you go to my LinkedIn, you can see all of my super cringy old videos. This was like in my parents' house. I look like a girl in there, like pretty young. This is my first content agency client. And then, yeah, I was a videographer from the start. So I understand your guys' realm. I actually did do some listings in media as well. But yeah, that's kind of just a bit of background about me. So let's get into the actual work. So again, the biggest thing that we're going to be talking about is mastering the game of content, personal branding, but most importantly, just closing more deals, more inbound deals coming to you. Okay. So that's going to be the biggest thing. Now, why is this so important? Well, the biggest thing, guys, if you guys are shooting photos and videos, and especially if you're selling content, you must be doing what you're selling. All right. You want to be showing proof of concept with what you're actually selling, right? It's like me trying to sell, hey, I'm going to help you get jacked, but I'm like super skinny, right? It doesn't really make sense. Also, the more attention you have, the more trust you're going to have, the more eyes you're going to have on your offer, which is going to lead to more leads and more money, right? The more people know about what you do is going to lead to more leads, right? I know it seems pretty simple, but I mean, it's right. And also, this is how you stand out in a red ocean, which I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit, why this is very important for the real estate media side and how this can help you out a lot as well. Also, personal branding is going to amplify everything for you guys. It's going to amplify outreach. It's going to amplify referrals. It's going to amplify your ads. It's going to amplify your sales. It's just going to help everything out. And also, personal branding is free. All it really takes is your time. I guess if you're paying an editor, if you want to add that cost, let's just say like $30 an editor. Okay. So it really isn't costing you anything to do. So let's get into it. Unlock this. I'm very passionate about this because this has really changed my life. I mean, it's how I'm speaking to you guys right now. It's how I met Brendan. It's how we've connected. It's also how I've connected with plenty of other people. And it's also how I've been able to scale my business. So I'm really passionate about this. And I really hope you guys take this into an account and really focus on this because this is a lot of value that can not only serve you now, but that could serve you just in the future, right? Years from now. So, before we dive into the actual personal branding, I want to first talk about the 5 stages of buyer's awareness. So, does anyone know about this? Drop a quick 1 in the chat if you guys know about this or if you don't know about this. Two if you don't know about it. All right, we got a few ones, a few twos. One. Awesome. Beautiful. There you go. All right. So just to pretty much talk about it, we have unaware. So we have unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and most aware. Okay. Um, I guess I can kind of explain it, but I'm going to kind of relate this to the real estate media side and just real estate agents in general, because I do know a lot of people who have worked with them. They are typically in product aware and most aware, right? Like photos and videos isn't something revolutionary. Okay. Like what is something unaware? Well, a very easy example is, let's just say when Uber originally entered into the marketplace, it was something revolutionary. Like, what? This car can pick me up and take me places without a taxi. I can do this all from my phone. Like, it was a complete blue ocean. So the whole market was very unaware. It's like it's a golden thing. But agents, they're most aware, right? They're typically price shoppers. They're typically people, you know, just, hey, oh, I saw your videos, your photos look great. Who shoots them? So it's mainly they're most aware. Um, I hope I explained that well, but I'm gonna kind of reel that in. One sec. Yeah. So the biggest problem with real estate, no, it's not a problem. It's just that what really is going to separate you from someone offering the same thing. So that's the biggest thing I want to get into, right? Now, how a lot of people would do this, especially in the content space or the marketing space, is they'll offer, like, for example, 300 appointments guaranteed within 30 days, right? But at a point, it's like, how can you make your offer even better? So what is really going to separate you from somebody else offering the same thing? And that's something I really want you guys to understand, because again, real estate agents are most aware. Media and content isn't something revolutionary. That's why you really need to understand who your avatar is, but also understand that in reality, a lot of people are offering the same thing. You're almost in a place of who can do it for maybe a cheaper price or this, and that. But what's really going to separate you guys is your brand. Okay. Now I'm gonna relay this back to Uber. So when Uber first came into the marketplace, again, they're revolutionary. Nobody has done it. And then Lyft came in, right? Lyft came into the marketplace. So the market, the actual audience started to become a little bit more sophisticated, right? So this is when Uber started to release new offers. Hey, we'll guarantee you that within 10 minutes, you'll find a new car. Okay. That's a new offer they released. But there's only so many that you can do. Now, what Uber has really focused on lately is their branding. Like, for example, like Brendan, I'm going to ask you, which brand do you think feels a little bit more, I guess, superior, Uber or
Yeah, I
Lyft?
mean, I'm default to Uber anytime I'm anywhere. I open Uber first. My friend, like in Miami, I recently visited. He's just like, dude, Lyft's got better prices. And he had to show me
Exactly.
like 3 times and before I'm like, all right, let me open up Lyft. Like I was just like I was already loyal to Uber, it was something I trusted and it's available in more places as well. Like in Colombia, there's no Lyft. So, I'm just so used to opening up the Lyft app and I think the best way to relate to that is like if you're always available to your clients, if they have like a listing booking, then you're gonna be that go-to person they're always gonna call. But the minute you're not available, they're gonna start looking elsewhere and you've lost that. So it's so important to have contractors in place, to
Well,
have
100%. Yeah,
backup
100%.
photographers because that's part of your reputation and brand, right? Your availability.
Exactly. And I don't know about you, Brendan, but like when I just feel weird. Like I don't the Lyft app just doesn't feel as good as the Uber app. Like Uber really focused in on their marketing and their branding. And it's why people pick Uber over Lyft, even though Lyft is cheaper than Uber, right? And that's the power of branding. So I hope that made sense. Hopefully I didn't go too off on a tangent there, guys. But personal branding is going to be the biggest leverage, the biggest lever you can pull. Okay. Your personal brand is what is going to, it's what's going to separate you from everyone else. your expertise, your experience, most importantly, your quality of work, your case studies, your values, your life. All of these things is what's going to separate you from your competition. All right.
Yeah, I just wanted to like reiterate that it compounds too. Like you don't even know it, and then one day you blink and you're like, wow, this stuff really works. I have people from high school or even middle school that reach out to me and they're like, Brendan, I've been watching what you're doing for the last 10 years. It's amazing. I'm coming to Colombia next week. I would love to like take you out to dinner. And I'm like, oh, sure. And this guy was some guy I didn't even like in middle school, but like, but he was someone I respected, obviously. But like, I just remembered him being mean to me on the bus.
There you go.
Anyways, it's just funny how the world works. And then some of the top students in my high school, the ones that went to Harvard and MIT, are like, hey, I wish I could be more like you as an entrepreneur. You seem like you're always like focused in, dialed in. Like I'm always like second guessing myself, and I second guess myself, but like the personal brand has brought them to me. And these people are like people that raised $5 million at Y Combinator. They're reaching out to me, trying to like schedule time with me. And same with my coaching and my consulting side of Aerial Canvas and ACRE Partner is like people are like have seen what I've done. I consistently post my videos. I consistently post like blog posts or articles. And like, I don't even know, but like almost every other conversation, people are like, I know who you are. And, I've seen what you've done. And I'm like, cool.
Exactly.
Like that
And
helps me a
the
lot in the
biggest thing
conversation.
is they've seen what you've done before, right? And I'm gonna be talking about this. You don't only have to post talking head videos because I know that can get very boring. But the biggest thing is being able to showcase your work, being able to just show people that you actually are good at what you do. Right. That's why people are going to pick you over the competition. So we've talked about the benefits of personal brand, yada yada. Now let's talk about like how can we leverage it to land us more clients, attract better talent? Because personal branding isn't only going to land you more clients and help you market yourself, it's also going to help you attract better talent. All of my employees I've been able to get from my Instagram because they see me and they want to work for me. All right. And it's just going to open up more opportunities for us in general. So these are going to be the three biggest questions that every prospect has. Every real estate agent, not even every real estate agent, just every prospect before they buy from you, whether it's a video service, content service, whatever it is, they always have these three questions. The first one is, how can this person help me? How can you help a real estate agent? Okay. The second thing is, what makes you guys different? And the third thing is, what's it like working with you? So I'm going to repeat those three questions. How can you help a real estate agent? What makes you different than your competition? And what's it like working for you? Those are all three questions that every prospect, every person is going to have before investing into something. Okay. So if you can answer those questions with your content, with your personal branding, if you really think about that, that's almost like a salesperson who's doing all of the selling for you. You know, it's a lot of leverage. So these are the key things that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about your content pillars, showing proof of concept, being a polarizing figure, building positive reinforcement, and how to script videos like a beast. Okay. And then at the end, we'll have a Q&A. I know I kind of got to start flying through this, so let's get to it. So building your content pillars. So whenever you're building your brand, we want to make sure that we build the empire on, we want to make sure we don't build it on a bunch of stilts. We want to make sure we build it on a big core pillar. We have the foundation. Okay. Content pillars give you a clear game plan for your content by setting specific themes or topics so you can keep your message congruent and avoid posting random stuff that's going to throw your audience off guard. So this is just understanding what type of content should you be posting. Okay. So building your content pillars. So these are the main. So here's an example of my pillars. So I'm going to give you an exercise on how this works. So what you want to do is you first want to write out your main pillars, which is basically the main topics you love talking about. Okay. The first one I always like to talk about is opportunities. The second thing is systems and automations. The third thing is lead generation. The fourth thing is my personal story. And the fifth thing is offers. The sixth thing is building a team, and then life optimization. So those are my favorite topics to talk about, like the main topics. Okay. So what you guys would want to do is write down 3 to 5 main topics. For real estate media, it might be I don't know really what it would be, right? Like how to expose a photo better. Or does anyone here shoot like at least social media videos for these realtors? Or is it just like walkthrough photo? Like no talking, no voiceovers from the actual real estate
Yeah,
agent.
we do it all. We do like our main products are like the listing standard stuff you see on Zillow, the photos, video,
Gotcha.
drone, 3D. But like we'll do talking head videos, or we'll do some talking head, some of us, and we'll have agents on camera at the listing, like having them walk through and ideally hook the audience by not doing the lame. I'm John Doe with Compass. This is my
Yeah,
listing, but
exactly.
actually
Okay,
like
great.
yeah, yeah.
So that can be a core pillar, right? What is sand camera as a realtor? So you want to figure out like again 3 to 5 core pillars of what you want to talk about with your brand. Okay. The next thing is you want to create sub pillars from the main pillars. So for example, systems and automation is one of my main pillars. So now I'm going to create sub pillars from that main pillar. So I have systems and automations. Well, there's a bunch of things that fall under that, right? We have fulfillment systems, we have pre-call systems, we have editing systems, we have content systems, we have training systems, there's like a list of systems within that category. Okay. So now you want to write the sub pillars. And again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. So, what do I have here? Okay, yeah. Now I'm going to bring it back to this. So we have core pillars, sub pillars. And then what we want to do, guys, is you want to start creating pillars under the sub pillars. So for fulfillment systems, a video can be how to create fulfillment systems, best softwares for fulfillment systems, best automations for fulfillment systems. Okay. I hope that's making sense. But again, your core pillar, sub pillar, and then your sub pillars. Okay. Once you have that set, you're going to have literally 50 videos that you can make content on. Also, this is a great exercise to do with clients if any of you guys are offering or upselling on social media packages. Okay. Main pillars, core pillars, sub pillars. So that right there is how you can easily come up with a content plan to start creating content. So there's the example. Let's move forward. Go on videos, ideas, just based off subtopics. Yeah. So I pretty much just explained all this. Also tip. Yeah. A great tip though with content, guys, the more specific you can add into your content, the better it's going to perform. So what I mean by that is, again, I'm going to try to relate this to like the real estate media side. You can talk about a video on how to, let's see, how to make better videos as a business owner. But you want to be more specific, right? How to make better videos as a real estate agent. That's like a super broad idea. But the more specific that you can be with your content that's going to relate with the people that you're trying to attract, the better. So for example, if you're trying to attract people in Nevada, the more specific you can talk about things around that area, the more people you're going to attract in that area, which are the people that are going to pay you. Okay.
Yeah, just to add on to that, like if you're trying to showcase agents, and what you do for them, like talking about numbers, how many listings they got, how many people showed up at their open house, things that they can relate to and they desire. Like think about that. Be like, hey, this person was able to outcompete 5 other agents on a listing presentation with what we
Exactly.
produced for them. Stuff that they can relate to, and if you can talk upon it and reference real people, real things, real events, real places, it's going to be that much more powerful.
100%. 100%. So that's content pillars. That was pretty much how you're going to come up with video ideas in a very simple worksheet. Like that should really take you like maybe an hour and you'll have like 30 to 50 videos to go with after that. So, does anyone have any questions on that though? On like how they should be structuring theirs or yeah, just any general questions on content pillars? If not, all good. We'll continue to roll. Cool. All right. So the next thing that we're going to be talking about is proof of concept. Now, this is something that you guys really need to pay attention to, okay? Because the secret to landing clients with content is creating content that sells itself, especially with a visual service. Okay. What you guys are selling is a visual service. So you want to be creating content for yourself that real estate agents can see themselves making as well, right? The content is going to sell itself. Let's go on. So here's two great examples. So I want to go over Jose. Does anyone know who Jose is? This guy? We all know who he is, or
Yeah,
some
I feel
do,
like
some.
half of the audience probably does. He's well known in this industry.
Yeah. So I want to review
He
his
just
Instagram
changed
really
his
quick.
tag though. He disassociated with 910. Uh, that's another
Really?
story. But yeah, he changed his tag recently.
I'm
Like
gonna go
literally two
over
weeks
his.
ago. Yeah.
Wasn't that with his brother or something?
Nah, they were brothers, business brothers, but
Oh,
that didn't last too long.
gotcha. Well, I'm gonna show his screen real quick. I'm gonna share my screen and kind of audit his IG to kind of show you what I'm talking about. So what do I mean by making proof of concept videos? So when we look at his stuff, did he delete a lot of his videos? Let's see. Um, for example, he obviously sells real estate media, but making making videos like this, I don't know if you guys can hear it. It doesn't really matter about the audio, but making videos like this, realtors want videos like that as well, right? So it's making content that realtors actually see themselves wanting to make as well. So the content sells itself, right? So this is showing proof of concept. And he does his very well, right? He
Yeah,
showcases
and
all
just
this amazing
I
work.
just want to break that down real quick, Julian. He's at the listing
Exactly.
in an impressive, setting. Agents want that, right?
Exactly.
If you're in your office, and I know I'm not the best example because I don't get out much from my office, but if you're in your office creating content, like it's less relatable to an agent than if you were
Exactly.
at the listing.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying you don't have to make talking head for the people that you're trying to attract. Right? Honestly, talking head, just making talking head probably isn't going to attract realtors. What they want to see is, are you capable of doing work? Right? And I'm going to show you another example here, but Jose is killing it with like the actual content game. Because again, the content it's selling itself. Realtors will land on this page and be like, I want what this guy has. I see he's doing it for other people. His content looks good for himself. Okay, let me book a call with him, whatever it is. Like, I'm interested in this guy. I want to go with this guy over the other person who just has a website and doesn't really have an Instagram. And his Instagram doesn't really have much content on it. Right. I'm going to show you one more guy as well. So this guy doesn't target real estate guys. So this guy's actually one of my, oh, that's not his IG. This guy's one of the people in my coaching program, but he targets a clothing brand, but it's just the same concept. This is content that you guys can make. This one video organically did 93K, and it has gotten him so many leads and has made him so much money. Like, just this is literally it. Point of view, you're an agency that creates clothing brand videos. So he's showcasing what he's doing, showing people that he actually does this, and then he showcases the work, right? You can do the exact same thing for you guys. Point of view, you run a real estate media company in Nevada. You showcase maybe behind the scenes of you taking pictures, holding the camera, and then you showcase your work, right? These are all things that are going to answer the three questions every prospect has. What's it like working with this guy? What makes this guy different? And how can he help me? You answer those questions, that's how you unlock that. Let me pull up the presentation again. But does that make any sense, guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. So yeah, Jose's killing it with this, and then I just showed him. So showing proof of concept is massive. Showing that you're actually capable of doing this for yourself. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about, and now this is a little bit diving more into the actual personal branding game, but is being a polarized figure. Right. If you want to make a lot of money, you want to really grow a company, with social media, you need to be a polarizing figure with your own voice, your own style, and your own thoughts. Okay, so question, does anyone here know what a cover artist is? They remake music from other popular artists, right? That's what they do. Like, if anyone knows Kids Bop, I think that's what it was called. Those are cover artists. But let me ask you this. Do you know of any really famous cover artist? Not really, probably. I bet you don't. And it's because they're just remaking other people's music. So the point that I'm trying to get here is, and again, I don't know if this will relate to you guys, but when we first get into the personal branding game, you typically want to copy what other people are doing, right? And that's a great way to do it in the very beginning, right? Remake content that is done well. Copy what's already working. It's great to do that in the beginning, but eventually you want to be your own self. You want to create your own content. Like, guys, if you don't want to create talking head, don't create talking head. Just create other styles of content. Be your own polarizing figure. Because again, I don't know of any cover artist that has won a Grammy or is a top figure in the musical industry. And it's because they replicate other people, right? They don't have their own, they're not making their own thing. So pretty much I'm saying be your own self. Create, one sec, I missed the slide. Create polarity in your niche so you can immediately separate yourself from the competition and position yourself as a relatable authority with massive trust. That's going to be the biggest thing, right? That's how you want to be specific. If you're trying to target realtors in Miami, make content, be a polarizing figure in Miami, make content showing that you live in Miami so other people can relate to it. So other agents who are in that area would want to work with you. Okay. Next thing. Now, a big thing, again, I don't know who here is really focusing on trying to grow their brand, but you really want to start tracking your analytics and you really want to start tracking to see what's actually working, right? Alex Ramosi said, if you don't track, you don't care. And the only way to get better at something is by tracking. Okay. And so all this is going to come down to testing different styles, different messaging, different shots, etc., etc. Right? You start tracking your analytics, you start to see what type of content is actually working, and you want to do more of that. Right? If some style of content isn't working, then why would you want to do more of it? So you want to test, track, and do more of what's actually working. So I gave you guys pretty much two of my analytic trackers. One of them is like a crazy automation that you have to set up, but it works very seamlessly. So all you have to do is you set it up once, because like I'm a big automation guy, but you just set it up once and it's your Instagram is gonna be fully tracked on a really nice spreadsheet. Okay. So I'm just gonna send this presentation to Brendan and he can send that to you guys. But here are the biggest metrics that I track. Views in the first 48 hours, shares and saves. Here's the thing. If your videos are getting shared a lot, that's massive, right? If other realtors are sharing your content out to other people, that's massive, right? You just posted a video of your work. It's like, wow, this guy's really good. Let me share it to other realtors. Think about how powerful that is for you guys. That's free leads, right? That's free. And I know a lot of you, I think a lot of you guys, pretty much is just like referrals, I'm assuming, or maybe outreach. That's like your your primary, Brendan, correct me if I'm wrong, but is referrals and outreach the main source of acquisition?
Yeah, I would say so for a lot of agencies. Like no one, like I don't see too many agencies being successful running ads. It's something that we've dabbled in. We're still trying to crack in terms of like an actual secret sauce. And then, just creating content. I think maybe 30% of agencies, even in our mastermind, are doing it consistently. And
Yeah.
then most of us, we're used to getting the referrals. There's definitely a science behind in enhancing that, and doing better with referrals. But in terms of like the content game, it's definitely something that, I think a lot of agencies can step up. And it's a great investment long term. Like you're not gonna see the results like the first week, the second week, but you put out good, consistent, great content in like 2-3 months, like you're going to organically bring in a lot of business. And
100%.
I've seen, you know, a few agencies here do it quite well. Andy, I know you get a lot of business from your socials. James at Ground to Air, you guys do a great job as well. I know Real 3D Media, that's pretty much changed their business landscape since they started posting really good reels that like were a hit, and agents were like, we want that, and now they have, you know, several tens of thousands of followers, and they're doing great as well. So definitely works if you
100%. I
you
mean,
got to trust the
even
process though.
not even that, like just think about this, right? If you have like if you're really displaying your work, you're posting really good content and you get a referral, that referral is most likely going to search you up on IG or, you know, most likely they are, right? And if they just see some good stuff, they're not going to question like, okay, great. Like that's my guy. Let's go. Let's hop on a car right now. I don't care what the price is, you know? So yeah, these two analytic trackers, I have the links to both of them. So Brendan, you can just share that with them. If you guys need any help with that analytic tracker, one of my team members built that. So one of my automation guys. So if it's very tricky, let us know. We can remake one for you guys. That's a super cool analytic tracker. Okay, cool. Now the next thing when it comes down to branding, guys, is building positive reinforcement. So this is all about building an everlasting brand that will always print money and get steady growth and engagement. Okay, so everyone knows what a positive reinforcement is, right? Like, for example, every time you tell your dog to sit, you reinforce them positively by giving them a treat, right? You want the same thing to happen with your brand. So, for example, every time you post a video, every time Brendan posts the video, I get so happy. I'm like, let's go. He just posted again. It's going to be a banger. He's going to showcase his work. He's going to talk about something valuable. That's positive reinforcement. Negative reinforcement, let's just say Brendan made a video and I'm like, I don't want to watch it. I'm just going to, because let's just say and how you build a negative reinforcement is you're always trying to sell with your content, or you're not putting any effort into it, right? Like if you post a really bad listing video or really bad photo of it, that's going to build massive negative reinforcement. Obviously, you guys are going to do that. But the biggest thing we want to do is we want to associate ourselves positively with our audience. Okay. And again, like to give you guys like super clear action steps on what content you can post. I'm telling you, next time you go to a shoot, guys, set up your phone, like bring one of these tripods, like one of these things. I'm sure you know, these are like $20. Set up your phone, take a few behind the scenes shots of you working, put the caption as point of view. You're on a real estate media agency in whatever your city is. 5 seconds, and then you switch it to the actual video, like you transition it into the video you made. Super easy videos you can do consistently every time you're at a shoot, because every time you're at a shoot, you want to be most productive with your time. And how you can easily do that, again, just set up your phone, blah, blah, blah. Leverage that. Okay. Leverage that. It's massive, guys. All right, we're gonna have the part of positive reinforcement. Yeah. So how do you build positive reinforcement? I don't know if you guys have followed the Gary V rule, but it's basically like jab, 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 and then hook, which is basically like provide value, 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 and then you can sell like a call to action. So that's more like in the nitty gritty of personal branding. But yeah. So always provide value, always create amazing stuff. And then in return, you're going to build reciprocity with your audience, and you will be able to build literally a lead generation source from your Instagram. All right. Cool. Now I'm going to talk about the funnel that I teach. The funnel that I teach my students. It's the funnel I use for myself. This funnel works literally in every industry, whether it's real estate agents, whether it's real estate investors, whether it's chiropractors, dentists. This funnel works. Like this will land you more clients if you guys pay attention. So again, this is all about leveraging content to doing the prospecting, nurturing, and selling for you. Okay. I'm going to say that one more time. Prospecting. If you're doing content the right way, it's going to attract more real estate agents to your page. Great, right? Awesome. That's super leveraged. Nurturing, building trust. Your content, if you're showcasing your work, if you're showcasing your expertise, it's going to build trust with all these people. Amazing. Leveraged. And it's going to sell for you. Right? If you're answering those 3 questions, how can you help me? What makes you different? What's it like working with you? If you answer those 3 questions with your content, it can do everything for you. Right? Now, how, Brendan, if you can answer, like, what is the sales process? Like, do you guys hop on calls, or is it just like, hey, buy,
Yeah.
click
I would
checkout?
say it depends on the agency, but there's a lot of agencies that are order takers. We just have them fill out an online form and we show up at a shoot and we don't really dig into, the pain points, their
Gotcha.
goals, their challenges. When we do introduce the consultation process, which, does happen on the higher end productions for companies that do it, and also on the higher end shoots, I think there's a lot of value to unpack, but I wholeheartedly believe there's tons of value to be unpacked at the mid tier and the lower tier. Aaron Hand, one of our students, he was kind of stuck in a rut, unwilling to make calls, saying he doesn't want to be too salesy. In reality, that's just a false belief that you got to shatter for yourself. Agents don't want to be sold. They want to be upgraded. They want to be taken care of. They want to be understood. So
Exactly.
if you call
Yeah.
them trying to understand them, trying to take care of them, trying to get them upgraded to what they might need, but they don't know they need. Aaron sold another $1,500 in 3 days, and his revenue is 15,000 a month. He increased his revenue by 10% in 3 days, and it's not even like 3 days worth of effort. I'm talking about 3 to 4 hours of effort. And so if you're not doing it, that's what we coach on, show up to the sales blitz, do your homework, do the work.
100%.
It's not hard. Once you learn how to do it, you make a lot more
Awesome.
money and you serve your clients better.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. The biggest thing is just like, I don't know if anyone's been oh shit. I don't know if anyone's been in a situation where they have hopped on a sales call before, and the prospect was just like so cold that they had no idea what you guys did. And the call just went awful. It's like, what do you do again? Oh, like, why are we here? It's like, that is the worst thing ever, right? But once you have content that's doing the prospecting, nurturing, and selling for you, it's like they already know you. They've already done their, like, they've seen your content. They know you're capable of doing everything. So when they hop on the call, they already know you, man. So it's not like you don't really have to sell them. It's just like you're just answering questions, and here's the price, right? You already know my work. You already know what I'm capable of. You already know who I work with. This. Maximum leverage. Okay. So again, I don't know if somebody's been on a sales call like that before, where they literally had to rethink their whole life, because it's like, wow, that went so bad. This isn't for me. Because I've had multiple like that in the start of my career. Um, but okay, no, that I don't want to really talk about that. Okay. Yeah, so this is pretty much just me talking about my story of how, when I did start, I started off in cold email and like just cold calling, cold prospecting. And again, every time I hopped on a call, people had no idea what I did. They had no idea who I did it for and how I did it. So the calls just went awful, right? I mean, you have to be a really good salesperson, but again, I'm not like, I don't want to be a beast of a salesperson, even though I have to be, but I would just rather post content, showcase my work, let people know what I do, and that's it. I'll let my content do the selling for me, because now my calls are a lot different, right? Because now the framing's different. Now they're warm. Okay. So let's break down the funnel. Let me see if I have it here. Oh, I do want to talk about this. We are now in a trustless recession, guys. I'm gonna say that one more time. We're in a trustless recession, meaning that people's skepticism is at an all-time high. Okay. People have gotten scammed. People have had very bad experiences with other agencies before. I think we can all relate to that, right? People have gotten burned from other agencies. So we're in a trustless recession, meaning they're like, dude, you kind of need this. And I think I spelled recession wrong, but people kind of like, content is no longer a luxury. So that's kind of one of my big things I talk about. But let's dive into this. Well, first of all, I want to ask you guys a question. Reflect on every high ticket purchase you've made totaling $3,000 or more. Like, for example, when you invested into Brendan's program, were you guys already pre-sold? Like, did you guys already know what he did, who he did it for? Did you guys watch a lot of his content before buying? If you did, drop a one in the chat, because I'm very curious to see that. There we go. One.
Thanks, guys. Sometimes I feel I have to work for it. Yeah, I
Brendan
definitely
forced
forced Aaron. I was just like, "Hey, Aaron, nice video," and then he's just like, "What do you do?"
Let's go. Well, that just shows, Brendan, that your personal brand is working, right? And it's doing the selling for you, right? You have content out there that people can consume that's going to build trust. So, guys, we want to be able to replicate that exact same thing. We want realtors to hit you up because your work's so good. Because I'm sure a lot of you guys are super talented on what you do. And it's super easy to make content for other people, but it's super hard to make content for ourselves. I think we can all agree to that. But yeah. Now, where does my content leverage funnel come into play? Let me pull that up. I got too many words on this slides. Let me pull it up. All right, here's the funnel breakdown. Let me pull that up, guys. One sec. I'm gonna break this down for you. Okay. So I'm gonna talk about like just what a funnel is and just marketing in general. Right. So we have top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. Okay. So top of funnel is attention. It's how a stranger gets to know you. Right. Top of funnel is getting new strangers to get to know about what you do, your service, et cetera, et cetera. So think about a stranger becoming a follower. That is your top of funnel. Your middle of funnel is turning that stranger into somebody who actually trusts you. It's like, okay. Like, for example, when you first met Brendan, how did you build that trust? Probably watching his content, et cetera, et cetera. That's nurturing. That's building trust. And then we have bottom of funnel, which is actually turning them into a client. Okay. Now, I'm going to talk about how you guys can generate more eyes on yourself. So you don't have to always rely on referrals. So you don't always have to rely on just cold calling, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How I got started in the real estate media side, I would literally go, because I lived in South Florida at the time. I would go on Zillow, find the biggest houses that have been on the market for longer than like a few months. Then I'd cold call them, offer them a free video. Oh, anyone's done that before? I remember those days. That's how I got started. But I'm going to show you guys how to get new eyes, how to build trust with those eyes, and then how to close more deals with these real estate agents. Okay. So the biggest thing we want to focus on is attention. If nobody knows what you do, who you are, you're not going to make any money, right? You're not going to close any deals, no leads. So how do we do this? Well, we want to start posting organic content, but we also want to start posting Instagram discovery ads. Okay. Now, this is talking about the ad game, Brendan. This has worked for some people in the media game that I've worked with, but I'm going to kind of break it down. So what you want to do is you want to make ads. So I'm running 3 ads right now, but you want to make videos calling out your audience, right? Calling out who you're targeting and what you can do for them. So for example, if you're a realtor in the Miami area, here's what I can do, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. I'm going to show you guys an example so you guys can kind of understand this. For example, we have one of our students just shoot one of these videos because he does listings, but he focuses a little bit more on the social media side of things for real estate agents. So let me show you a video he did. Can you guys hear this or no?
No, it's not pulling through.
Actually, let me just share the sound. I'm gonna play this again.
If you're a real estate professional in the Houston area, imagine what your business would look like if you were posting content like this. We're a video agency that specializes in amplifying real estate professionals' businesses. We've helped over 35 clients amplify their social media to 10x their credibility and generate more attention. Send us a DM if you want to grow your brand.
Great. So he actually just shot that, and now he's starting to put some money behind it. But that is a very easy ad that you guys can replicate yourself. Okay. So, because what that's going to do, that's going to drive more of those people to your page. Okay. That's going to drive more real estate agents in the Houston area to your page. Right. Now, to give you kind of a breakdown of what KPIs can look like, you typically are going to pay between $1 to $4 a follower. So, meaning if you spend $100, let's just say $100 a day, you're going to get anywhere from maybe 100 followers. That's typically if your personal brand is really good. 100 followers to 25 followers a day. Okay.
Yeah, I can reiterate that because we recently started running ads at ACRE Seattle, and we're paying, I think, around $3-4 right now.
Yeah.
Which, I don't mind if I get someone who's an actual agent in that area following our page, looking at our content every
Exactly.
single week, every time they're scrolling Instagram. At some point, whenever they might have a listing, they're considering me top of mind to buy from. And so each follower is pretty worth the $3-4, which is less than a cup of
100%.
coffee.
100%. So you're paying, yeah, he's paying. So you're getting around, if you're spending $100 a day, you're getting around 30 to 40 followers a day. Okay. Now, once they're following you guys, that is massive, right? Because you've now attracted new agents. So how do you actually build trust with these agents now, though? How do you do that? Well, it's simply by, in your case, is showcasing your work and showing proof of concept. This is something that Jose again did very well. He's making content for himself that he would see he's making content for himself that real estate agents would want for themselves. So showing proof of concept, showcasing your work, showcasing, putting on your stories that, hey, people actually pay me. All right. That's the biggest thing. Like I know a lot of people who don't even post, like whenever they're at a client shoot, they won't even post that. And it's because I don't even know why. Right. But you want to showcase that people are actually paying you, because that's another form to build trust. Now, I'm going to dive into more specific KPIs right now. So typically, how we would do this, if they become a follower, you want to start a conversation with them. So you want to send them a DM. You want to use like a script. Like, hey, appreciate the follow. How are you? Are you a real estate agent? Yes, I am. Great. Awesome. Like, who's currently doing your videos and photos right now? Oh, this person. Oh, great. Like, you start a conversation with them and you try to get them on a call. Right. So a lot of the traffic, and I know all this other stuff, just like ignore it, guys, because it's like over right now. What you guys need to understand is you need to drive traffic to yourselves. You need to post content showing proof of concept that you guys are good at what you do. And then you want to reach out to them in the DMs. Okay. Start a conversation with them and get them on a call or whatever your sales process is. This typically works great if you're selling some sort of like talking head content. Because typically what we'll do is you lead with that and then you upsell them into the listings and stuff. And that's where it can become like a 2-3K retainer. So, but to more KPIs, you typically want to have a 5% set rate. So what is a 5% set rate? Meaning from all the followers you get, 5 of them should become booked calls. Okay. So for example, if let's go from a monthly standpoint. Let's just say you spent in a month, you spend $1,000. Okay. You spend $1,000 a month on ads in August. All right. You paid, let's in Brendan's case, you paid $4 a follower. So you gained 250 followers. All right. And if we have a 5% set rate, and what a set rate means is a follower turning into a call. Let's see what 5% of 250 is.
That's around 12, 13.
You're such a beast. Look at
I got an 800 on my SAT math.
that. That's 12 to 13 booked calls. Okay. And in these, and like typically you're not going to book a call with anybody, right? You're going to book a call with a real estate agent. That's a 5% sorry. So it's usually 5%. It can be from 5% to like, if you're really like, if you're on the lower end, like bad, 2.5%. So 6 to 13 calls you have. Out of those 6 to 13 calls, if you're really bad at closing and you have like a 20% closing rate, you'll close at least like 2 people, right? Now, if your average retainer is, let's just say like $1,500, you're closing 3K, only spending 1,000, right? And these are like very low numbers, but this just shows you like, if you have more attention and you're leveraging content and you're using the right resources, you can get more attraction to your page. And here's the thing, like Brendan said, you're getting 200 followers. Let's just say these people might not close the first month, but 2 months from now, let's just say they do. Boom. The thing is, you want to get them in your ecosystem. Again, the more attention you guys have, the better. So does anyone have any questions on this funnel? I try to simplify. I want you guys to ignore all this stuff. Basically,
Yeah. Well, I think you need to flex a little bit. How much do you make from a funnel, like your own funnel? And I know Chase at ACRE Seattle, he's doing an info product as well, or higher ticket retainer, for like a sales coaching program for agents. And they close like 20K in like 4 days, 1 week, and it's just like there's good money in it if you have a good offer and you're getting after it. So I guess for people to like trust what you're doing here and want to invest the time, what can they build this up to? Like what has been built?
Last month we spent 3K on ads. I honestly have no idea how many followers we got. I don't really care about the followers. I care about the calls. We booked around 25 calls. I'm very picky with my calls, but we added 48K in revenue. That's from last month. And this is all just from like these videos, pumping to followers and then booking calls in the DMs and posting content. All right. And our average deal size is typically like 2K a month. So yeah, of course we do have our paid in fulls and stuff, but yeah, I mean, I know people spending like 20K a month on these funnels. The point is, guys, it's like if you get more attention on yourself, this strategy will work for agents. I know it has. I can show another example. This guy, one of our students, I'll show you what he recently closed 3 deals this past week, all totaling for around 2.5K a month. And this is the only videos he does. He doesn't do talking head, by the way. So this guy is located in the UK for some context. And what he does is he shoots watch dealers. That's his target. Okay. His agency is shooting social media content for watch dealers.
Yeah, birds in the truck, they gon' stink. Mara, serving the ash out of big bottle. Don't tell me shut up, you are not.
That's all he did. Is that the one he's running money on? Yeah. So this is the one he's running money on. He's running money on this one as well.
Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big stepper, underground.
So I just showed you it's worked in a lot. It's worked in the real estate agent niche. It's worked in the watch dealer niche. It's worked in the clothing niche. You make a simple video, point of view, you do X, Y, and Z, and then you showcase your work. And then blast your IG with some good content. Okay. Any questions on that, guys? David, send your IG.
Yeah, and for those who want like just a deeper dive into this, Julian's obviously a mentor.
Richmond Realtors, you have enough fires to put out already, and playing phone tag between your client and your photographer shouldn't be one. We're Money Images, and we make scheduling photography really easy, and we're also really good at video. We're actually making this one right now.
Hey.
We make it easy for you to get in front of the camera and deliver compelling videos that produce results. And we've been doing it for the last 7 years. We are Money Images, and if you want to get started, you can literally book through this QR code. So you can screenshot it, click it, whatever.
Ah, that's great, man. Wait, let me ask you this. What didn't work about it? Just they didn't get views, they didn't book you calls? What was like the biggest
So
thing?
it worked pretty well. I think that I didn't put enough behind it looking at the numbers that you're talking about. I put like
much money?
$5 a day
Oh,
and then I was getting about 4 or 5 clients a month from it, but I just didn't know like you seem to have a way better system behind getting the people from the thing.
you're spending $5 a day getting 4 clients a month from that?
Yeah.
That's phenomenal, man. Why'd you turn that off?
It stopped. Well,
Double
after
down.
6 months, it stopped producing.
Okay, yeah. So that's normal. So that's called ad fatigue.
Yeah.
Right. But dude, if you found something that's working, that's phenomenal, right? You just gotta make another version of that. If it's
Okay.
well, let me ask you, what's your average ticket size? Like, when you close somebody, like, what's the average?
So on average, I would say our ticket average is about $600 per listing.
That's great. Yeah, and
So it goes up and down from there.
yeah.
Well,
gotcha.
yeah, if you close with a good agent, the LTV is a lot higher than that. Like a good
course.
agent will have 10 listings a year. That's $6,000. So
Yeah, and you're just doing photo, video, drone work, Matterport. You're not doing any like social media stuff.
I'm not doing. I'm doing listing-based social media stuff. I'm not doing social media management or.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I'm doing like ads. So if like I do neighborhood. So one thing that's come up recently is like people want to make themselves like the expert of a certain neighborhood. So they want to make an
Yeah.
ad for the neighborhood and attach their name to that ad. So the neighborhood wants to use it because it's a good ad, and so they just want to be like the person at the end being like, come to Burkdale.
Hmm.
So that, but in terms of raw social, just social for growing their social, I don't really do any of that.
So you aren't making, for example, this video right here. You aren't making that same video for an agent.
I make so not for agent, for businesses, yes.
Gotcha. Yeah. Dude, you should offer that, man. I mean, this is a great video. You obviously have the capability to do it.
Yeah, so I charge about 3,000 for videos like this to businesses, but I haven't found realtors who are willing to spend that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like with realtors, you're not gonna. It's tough to charge 3K a month. But like, for example, dude, if you can increase your average, uh, just you going there by just an extra $500, right? So the average ticket size is now a K, and then you're just shooting them like 2, 3 extra videos with the same footage that you already gathered.
Hmm.
It's just a value add that you can do, you know?
Okay.
But dude, so that, I mean, that video was great. I like the video. Do more of it. You know, you found something that worked. Why
Okay.
would you stop?
Okay. Yeah,
You
I'll
know?
make another one.
And yeah, definitely make another one. And I mean, dude, $5, that's so cheap, bro. That's really ridiculous.
Yeah.
If it was working, it's great. Put more
another
money-
concept I would try real quick, David, is like whatever you've produced for your clients at the end of it, maybe a call to action and splice that in as well and try
Yeah.
running ads behind that. Because
That's what I saw about
agents-
his, that I liked.
Yeah.
We've done
agents
this
like
for
to see, yeah.
we've done
for
this
sure.
for ex agents for this result.
For example, this is another one of our students.
Business owners, we want to help you create content like this or like this.
Back too close, you ain't even know me. Trust my brothers from way back from the north. Whiskey and Dior, spend it like they owe me.
It's very basic. Like really all you need is just the hook, which is yourself talking, and then the rest is just showcasing your footage that you've already made it for clients, that you've already created for clients. Right? That's really it. And then call to action should be to follow you. If your QR code thing was working, that's pretty cool. But
It was, but now that QR code is that leads to Ario's booking page, and we've switched to Autonomo, so now it's
Yeah.
a detriment. Actually, we probably need to change it.
this is another.
supposed to fly these things? When our client Lucas signed this listing, he knew that drone photos and video would be essential to showcase the beauty of this property to buyers. But here's the problem. We are smack bang in the middle of a no-fly zone because Oshawa Airport runway is literally on the other side of these trees. Whenever we book a shoot with drone service, the very first thing we do is check if it's in a no-fly zone, because if it is...
That's great. You know what this question answers? Like, what's it like working with John, right? What's the process working with like John? Just like videos like that, yes, they're not going to get views. But if a qualified person sees that, they're gonna be like, okay, cool. Right? It's a great video, man.
Cool. Thanks. We can't just take...
All right. I'm going to move forward. Does anyone have any questions on the funnel though? Because I do want to go over something. Oh, wow. We're already past time. All right. I got like another 20 minutes. Does anyone have any questions on the funnel though? Oh, I think you guys asked for the Larry guy. One sec. Let me drop that in the chat.
I guess I was looking. I was hoping to get the bullet points of the funnel. I know that you laid
Gotcha.
it out. I had to.
Yeah, the bullet points is main thing, man. You want to also test out a bunch of ads too, David.
Okay.
You don't want to get too emotional and like, hey, I made one. That's it. Like, create like a few.
Yeah.
Drive traffic to your following. So for example, because what you want to do, you want to, again, if you want to be paying like $1 to $4 a follower, you'll probably be paying like 3 to 4. I pay like 1 to 2 just because my personal brand is like it's like good. It's just bigger, I guess you can say. Once they're a follower, you just send them a message, man. Send them a message. Hey, how's it going? Appreciate the follow. Great. How are you? Good. How's everything going on your side with agents? I see that you're located in X, Y, and Z. You just look at their Instagram. So you start a conversation, and if they're in their area, get them on a call, right? Because if you can hop on a 20-minute call, close a $600 deal, perfect. Or whatever your sales process is. But basically, you want to drive people to your page, post content. I'm sure you have your website in your bio. They can click your bio, go on the website, check out your prices. But yeah, the important thing about this is you want to be also continually posting content, and you don't have to post every single day, guys. Post like twice a week, even if it's once a week, just some really good stuff. Twice a week's a good cadence to follow. Okay, 2 to 3 times.
We post every day. Is there anything counterproductive about that, or is
No. I mean, if you can do that, phenomenal, man. The biggest thing though, John, I want to. Is this it?
No, it's a Reed Media Agency.
The biggest thing you want to make sure is you don't have negative reinforcement. Oh, could you just send the link in the chat?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the biggest thing though, if you're posting once a day, you want to make sure that you're posting quality, because you don't want to have that negative reinforcement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's like, he posted again. It's probably not like boom, boom, but oh, you're getting some solid views, man.
Ever wondered how you can capture those?
Okay, that was that video.
Beautiful house, but I'm just not sure how kid friendly it is, and we have 2 small children. I mean,
Got you.
You are not going to believe what's inside and outside this home, so don't be fooled by the understated appearance. And here's our client Jamie to tell you more.
Everybody loves a cottage vacation.
Dude, this is amazing. You're great on camera. So some of these videos, I would put money behind it, John. Seriously, because like you already have the brand going. And where are you located? You're located in
Toronto, Canada.
Canada? Yeah.
Yeah.
Make that clear. Is that clear here?
It is clear. Yeah, any of our target audience would immediately know that Northumberland and GTA, that's where they're looking for. So
gotcha. Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing. I think your content is great. I'm going to talk about something in the last part of the presentation. But create those styles of videos that I just showed and put some money behind it. Test it out. Well, if you wanted to, right? Or just start posting off organically, okay?
It's crazy the timing of this, because Glenn, my social media manager on our team, who's on this call, we were just finalizing a plan to kind of do some of this, but and it's like literally start next week. But this presentation is just really clarified and solidified a lot of what we were unsure about. So I really appreciate it, Julian.
Awesome. Great. I'm glad to hear that. Alrighty. Now let's move on to the next thing. Just a few things I want to talk about. All right. This is very important for the people who are creating content is how to script like a G. I don't know why I wrote G. This is from anyways. So there's a checklist that I follow, and I actually learned this from a good friend, Devin Thatcher, who's like the king at organic. So there's 5 main things. There's hook expansion, the U format, power words, is it clear, and is it worth $5? Okay. So that's the 5 things that when you're making this is more for like talking head guys. This isn't for like the highlight reels. This is more talking head if you are going to do personal branding stuff. So the hook expansion, you want to expand your hook so it can relate to more people. All right. So if we all know what a funnel looks like this, right? It's open at the top and it narrows down at the bottom. So that's basically how you want your video to be. You want the hook to be somewhat relatable to like a wider range of people. And I'm not talking about an ad. An ad should be very direct at who the video's at, right? Toronto real estate agents. But if you're making a general talking head, expand the hook a little bit. So an example is, this is how you can land more clients on autopilot using Facebook ads. Okay. So how we brought in the hook, I don't know what I did for the example there. Let me see really quick. Okay. So that is the hook expansion, right? But a very niche one would be, this is how you can land more clients as a real estate agent using Facebook ads. So you want to expand your hook. And the only reason you want to do that is just because how Instagram works, guys, is it's all about your average watch time, right? So if your average watch time increases, then Instagram is going to push it out to more people. So you want to have a mix of this, by the way, guys. I am not saying have your content broad. I'm just saying have the first piece a little bit broader so you can welcome a little bit more people, right? Because if you can welcome more people, it's just going to increase your views, increase your reach so you can reach more people. And here's the thing, like when a real estate agent lands on your page and they see that you have some good views, some good engagement, that is just trust. That's like authority right there. Boom, 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 right? So the first thing is try to expand the hook whenever you can. Okay, just a little bit. Next thing. The you format. Okay, so whenever you're making content, you want to make sure that you're saying you. Like replace every other word that you can and say you. Okay, it's how you get viewers to feel more connected to the video and for them to watch. Okay, so people are more interested in content that speaks directly to them. So for example, what would attract you guys more? Having a dog or if your dog, right? So having a dog is dangerous, or if your dog is dangerous, you're probably going to be more attracted to if your dog, right? That's going to attract your attention a little bit more. And also to go more on this, negativity always wins. So for example, let me know what would attract your attention more. Your mother is a lovely lady, right? That would probably get you like a 5 out of 10 happiness. But what if I said your mother is a fat pig, right? You're probably going to be like a 9 out of 10 mad. You're like, whoa. So I just caught your attention a lot more just saying that. So with your hooks, guys, negativity can always win. It's like an easy video for real estate agents is you never want to say, welcome to my listing, right? Like you almost like you're tearing them down, right? Find these commonalities that every real estate agent does that's kind of wrong and make a video on that because that's how you attract their negativity. The next thing are power words. Okay, so these are emotionally charged and persuasive words that can trigger a psychological and emotional response to make your video more impactful. Okay, so for example, power words can be things like never or revolutionary or legendary, right? Whenever you can emphasize what you're talking about, like almost increase the value with a power word, do it. So for example, I just had a mastermind. So some of these examples are from my mastermind, but come to our mastermind in Colombia. Like, which one is better? Come to our mastermind in Colombia or come to our revolutionary mastermind in Colombia? Probably number 2, right? Just whenever you can add power words, add power words. The next thing, oh, this is so important. Is it clear? Can somebody go through your video one time and know exactly what you said and what the action items are? For example, so if somebody has to watch your video a few times to understand what you're saying, then it's not clear enough, right? Then that's when your average watch time is going to be duty, like bad. You want to make sure your video, like a 5th grader can understand your video, right? I'm sure you've watched those videos where you watch the whole thing and it's very clear the value you got and what you need to do next. Okay, great. But you've also watched those videos where you have to maybe, for example, like when you're reading a book and you have to read the book, you have to read that sentence like 10 times. Like, yo, what is this guy saying? That's not clear enough. So you want to make sure your video is clear enough. Make the video dummy proof. And the last thing, guys, and I always want you guys to think about this. Is the video worth $5? So pretend, and this is all for value-based, guys. Again, this isn't like your highlight reel. This is all like talking head value. Let's just say somebody paid $5. Or no, let me rephrase that. Let's just say in order for somebody to get an information video, they have to pay Instagram $5. So let's just pretend a real estate agent paid Instagram $5. They pulled the lever. Instagram went ding, 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 flashed a bunch of random videos, and then they landed on yours. Would the realtor be satisfied with their purchase of $5? Okay. Always have that frame in mind. Would a realtor be satisfied if they paid $5 for this video because it was great value, whatever it is? Okay. But that's really it, guys. So that's my presentation. I hope you guys got value out of that. I hope that made some sense to you guys. If you guys have any questions, I can stay on for a few minutes for a Q&A. And
awesome. For those who got value, just drop in the DMs, you know, an emoji, something, so we can show Julian we appreciate his knowledge and all that he has to offer.
Julian, that I don't know what you would call it, that like workflow, sorry, what do you call it? That weird flowchart diagram thing that you were looking at. Is that part of what is going to be linked in the presentation, like the tracker, or is that?
That'll be in the presentation. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I can also provide you guys with one more thing really quick. For those of you, give me one sec. Let me pull it up. This is like a KPI tracker to track your analytics. Let me just find it really quick. This one, let me see. Okay, here it is. All right, let me share my screen real quick. Really good for you to see as well. So this is how you track your numbers to see if like everything is kind of working. Okay. So for those of you who are running ads, like David, for example, let's just say you're spending like, I don't know, $5 a day. Let's just say $20 a day. Basically what you want to start doing is, and you'd have a VA track this, by the way. Like you don't want to be tracking that. I don't know why it's not showing up. What's 30 times 20? 6. So you spend $600 a month, but basically what you want to start doing is every day you want to start tracking how many followers you're getting. All right, so you're probably getting like 5 followers each day. You want to track how many DMs you're sending. So let's just say you might send 1 a day. How many of those DMs are leading to conversations? How many conversations are leading to calls booked? Just like understanding, you know, the actual funnel aspect of it, especially if you're spending money. But yeah, you'd be surprised, right? Like you spent $600 and you collected, you know, you closed a few deals. You collected like, let's just say, I don't know, 2K, which is like very reasonable. That is not like a big number. You closed 2,000, great. Boom. I didn't have to rely on referrals anymore. You know what I'm saying? You have like a system that can make you some money. You know, it's just more predictable in a sense to where like, I don't know about you guys, but like with me, I would have like these on and off months, right? Where you're like, oh, we had a good month, and the next month it's dead. So yeah, this just makes it a little bit more stable. But let me also drop this. Let me drop this in the chat real quick. Just create it, just duplicate it, all right? For those of you who want it.
I have a question for you, Julian.
Yeah, Corey, what up, dude? Go ahead, man.
Hey, so I got to listen to some of this thing. I took a couple screenshots here and there. I was in the middle of a shoot. Luckily, it was vacant, so I could pay attention to some of this. But I am in the process right now of trying to set a game plan to start making some talking head videos. I just sent a couple things off at a nice property that I was at all day. Had some spare time, so I just like, you know what? Let's make some videos. So I shot a couple things. They're in edit right now. But when it comes to advertising some of these things and pushing them out, I've tried doing this stuff in the past, and I'm not a master at this. I don't understand it. I need to pay someone to do it. But how are you advertising this out? Are you just blanketing this and just sending it to anyone and everyone on the ad, or are you somehow niching it down to a realtor? Like, what's the process on that?
Yeah, great question. So Facebook, the algorithm and the pixel has gotten so sophisticated that you just want to let it do its thing. Okay. So for example, I'm assuming that you're running ads to a local area, correct? So that's
I would
already
advertise about a 50-mile radius.
Yeah. So that's already niche enough. Like Facebook will find its people. But again, you have to, on the actual ad, you have to make sure that the video displays who your audience is. You know, you just don't want to put money behind a video that just showcases your highlight reel, but you aren't calling out who your audience is. You know? So also it does take a little bit of money for Facebook to find your people. It's not like you're gonna spend $100 right away and then magically get like 50, realtors. It does take some money and almost like some it has to marinate a little bit. So when you're running local, no, to answer your question, you don't have to like select it. You just want a 50-mile radius and then let Facebook do its thing.
So let Facebook decide who it goes to.
Exactly.
Okay. It's going to basically reach off of whatever my following is, whoever's following me type of stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
Beautiful.
You mentioned the Facebook pixel, Julian. Obviously, that's good for like retargeting and more sophisticated campaigns to track the people who have clicked on the ad and then have arrived at your website and so on and so forth. Is there is there a simple way, or do you have any resource to kind of learn and execute that? Because that's something that
you're talking about for Facebook pixel.
Have a clue about.
Yeah. Dude, you know what's crazy? Facebook actually has like a course on this. I think it's free. It's like a Facebook course. You know, I would spend like maybe like a few hours out of the week, just like 30 minutes a week, just understanding the basics of it. Really, all you need to know is how to set up your ads manager, and that's really it. You know, you don't need to understand like the funnels, at least not right now. Just how to set it up. You need to make sure that your Facebook account, your ad account, is linked to your Instagram. That's the biggest thing. Okay, so Facebook ad account is linked to the Instagram. Want to make sure they're together.
Thanks.
Awesome. So Julian, I'd love to, chop it up with you later on how we can continue this partnership. I know I jumped on your workshop last. I'm sure there's a lot more questions that our community has. And so we'll talk that through. Julian, if you're looking to reach him, just shoot me a DM so I know how much, interest there is to consult further with Julian. Maybe we can pay him for more access or kind of a deeper training. I want to make sure that we deliver value to him as well as we did a trade and this was pretty much gave free value to each other's communities.
Sure.
And if you like these and you want more like guests similar to Julian, feel free to like, you know, let me know who you want, like who you're looking for. I talk to a lot of industry leaders. I have them on my podcast. I'm just not quite sure sometimes what we're looking for. So just let me know as well. And then Julian, if for those who want to follow you or, you know, get in touch with you directly, like best place is Instagram. Follow you on Instagram. And
yeah, follow me on Instagram, Corzo Growth. I'll drop it in the chat.
Yeah, if you want to buy his course, let me know as well. I'm sure I can negotiate a group rate for us. He's got some great stuff.
I appreciate that. Alrighty, guys. Well, I truly hope you got some value out of this. I really tried to provide the most I could for you guys. I appreciate your guys' time. And Brendan, again, thank you so much for having me, bro. Very grateful. And yeah, guys, have an amazing day.